Hello and welcome to the Uncultured Nerd Show. My name is Maeve and I am an uncultured nerd. What does that mean? It means that while I identify with the nerd community, I am extremely uncultured when it comes to content. Star Wars, Star Trek, Game of Thrones, most superhero movies and TV shows, and any anime. I have not seen most of it. Most of what I know about them comes from references and parodies from other shows. For the most part, I rewatch Futurama, MST3K, and read a lot of books like Tintin and Artemis Fowl. So I've decided to boost up my nerd cred by diving into what I'm constantly told I've been missing, and what better way to make it worthwhile than to use it for school credit. Hello, Professor. Please give me an A. Now, for our first venture into the realm of nerd, I wanted to check out something that isn't the actual thing I'm constantly being told I should watch, but it is close. That's right, for my first outing I will be diving into the world of the live-action One Piece. Not the anime, mostly for the sake of time and my sanity, as I really don't think I could have handled over 1,000 episodes of one show. What I really want to see is if this show will appeal to someone who knows absolutely nothing about the anime or the manga, other than the fact that it is incredibly prolific and involves pirates. From the trailer, it seems to be keeping to an anime style within the live-action world. Also, the trailer seemed to be relying a lot on the fact that it was revealing live-action versions of stuff from the anime and manga. Like, things would be shown after a ton of build-up, and I would be a little confused about what was the hype. Like, this guy? Who is this guy? I'm very curious. What's his deal? Why did he get so much build-up in the trailer? It seemed like a trailer for existing fans rather than newcomers, which is totally fine. I am down for whenever I'm part of the targeted fan demographic, so I'm not going to be mad when I'm the outsider who doesn't get it. Like I said, I want to see if the show will still work looking at it without any prior knowledge of the source material. So, without further stalling for time to get to the time requirement, let's get into the live-action One Piece. First, the unhinged recap. This guy Luffy is a lovable goofball who is also made out of rubber because of something he ate as a kid, and he wants to be king of the pirates by finding this dude's treasure, also known as the One Piece title drop. He ends up on a ship where this guy, Kobe, is a servant, and they work together to defeat the pirates and make it off the boat to land where Luffy wants to find a map to somewhere. In a bar, they meet this guy Zoro, who was introduced earlier as a pirate hunter and also a badass. He whips the asses of this Malfoy lookalike and the guards, eventually getting himself strung up in the marine yard. Also in the bar was this girl Nami, who Luffy runs into as he breaks into the marine base right after he sets Zoro free, and they discover they are looking for the same thing. They begrudgingly team up and get the safe with a map outside right before being discovered and having to fight their way out with the help of Zoro, who just got his sword back from this asshole. Throughout the fight, they eventually start working together and eventually beat this metal jaw guy's ass. Or should I say head, while Zoro eats his own sword. By the way, how the fuck does that even work in terms of physics? Anyway, they escape out the base with the safe, and Kobe says goodbye, saying that he's going to be a marine and that he and Luffy might be enemies when they meet in the future. I'm guessing they definitely will be, otherwise what's the point of that scene? And Luffy, Nami, and Zoro sail off together, still rejecting the term crew, but we all know it's going to stick. Then a guy in the spotlight tells this guy in the shadows about the map being stolen, and the shadow guy is revealed to be some weird-ass clown, and by the way his face was revealed, I'm guessing it's a big deal in the show. He laughs loudly, and roll credits. And that's the first episode of One Piece. Overall, yeah, I'm into this shit. It's pretty clearly not taking itself very seriously, which I think is the only way a story like this could work. I mean, stretchy powers are just funny by nature. I'm sorry, Fan Four Stick, you're not going to make this look dark and gritty. And yes, I did see this movie in theaters, but I've still not seen The Godfather, as I said before. Uncultured nerd. Now for specific thoughts. First, let's start with the characters. All the designs of not just the main characters, but the background characters are very clearly based on something else. They are all so specific and weird, and I, for one, am down for it. I will say it was a little weird at first to see all this different colored hair in the live-action world, but I got used to it quickly, and I'm sure there will be a lot more in the future. I love how colorful the costumes are, and also how animated many of the characters act. And not like they're super energetic, but they're acting like animated characters. I would compare it to Christopher Lloyd in Who Framed Roger Rabbit or Jim Carrey in The Mask. Basically, live-action cartoons. Like, what is with this mouth sword? Seriously, how strong is this guy's jaw that he can hold the sword and slice through people with pinpoint accuracy? Also, was I the only one who thought he was gonna cut off this asshole's balls? I really thought the next time we saw this guy he was gonna be singing soprano, but I guess it was just the hair. A little disappointed there, but I guess I'm just really sick. All the side characters also stand out way more than they need to, but very much not in a bad way. It's like I can look at them and immediately know they have an epic backstory waiting to be told. From what I understand about anime, character backstories are a big thing, and I'm guessing all these people have their own character arcs and lore in the original series. I'm real curious about Jaws over here, like, what's the point of that thing? This little girl, I mean, she's on screen for less than 5 minutes, and I want to know everything about her. Will she grow up to run a chocolate rice ball company? What is her story? I must know! And obviously this guy, I mean, who is this dude? I know who he is because they showed it, but what's his deal? You don't just get up one day and decide to be a creepy-ass clown. There are steps to this, usually involving a giant turtle who created the universe and several children being eaten. Now for that reference, I have read the book, but I haven't seen the miniseries or the movies, mostly because I'm scared of things that are scary, but I'm fine reading them for some reason. Anyway, as a completely uncultured outsider to One Piece, I'll say it's very obvious that this live-action version is steeped in too much lore for me to comprehend, but that's really not a bad thing. I would say a bad version of this type of storytelling would be Batman vs. Superman, where it's super obvious they are trying to set up so many plot threads for other future movies, and it just feels so forced and not very well thought out. Granted, I have not seen Justice League or Flash yet, so I have no clue if they did pay off anything, but my guess is no, judging by the fact they're rebooting everything. While here, even without the enormous amount of content the show is drawing from, it feels like everything is already built. Like, we're starting off this RPG journey and we just have to unlock each new section as we go. It's just getting me super interested in learning more about these characters and this world, which I can tell is just bursting with backstory. So, I guess that's all for this episode of Uncultured Nerd. Thank you, Professor and family members, for watching. I will be back next week before the assignment deadline with my reaction and review to episode 2. See y'all later.